Okay, so today we are going to continue our Raphael inspired portrait. Last time we painted the sky and we drew our cherub. Today we're going to outline our cherub and then watercolor it. And so we're ready for next time. So just a reminder, Raphael is an Italian painter and architect during the Renaissance time. And so he lived about the 1483 to 1520. And he was a very popular artist during the Renaissance, and his work was highly sought after by the wealthy people and the Catholic Church. So just kind of like the Middle Ages we left, the church was very important during the Renaissance. So, and this is Raphael's work. So when you're painting this, or before you paint this, you're going to get a black crayon, and you're going to outline, basically trace over all of your pencil lines. And once you're finished with that, you'll put it down. And then when you're painting this, you can paint it however you want. You can have your skin tone look like your skin tone. It could be lighter, darker. It's completely up to you. And most people, no matter what color they are, you're generally going to see some oranges and yellows, some browns in the skin tone. And depending on how dark the skin tone is, you may have more water in it, which will lighten it, or if it's a darker skin tone, more pigment, which is color. There is a white on here too, which I don't usually have. So I'm just gonna mix in this kind of tan color, a little bit of orange and yellow, and mix my color right there. I can go back to the orange. See how that's really bright? But if I take this brown and mix it over it, it kind of tones it down a little bit. Regular brown too would work the same way. Just kind of tones it down. And I'm just mixing right on top of my paint. If I made it too dark, I just add a little bit of water on my brush, and that will make the tone or the pigment. See how that's really bright? That's way brighter than I want. So if I do that, then all I have to do is just take my brush, rinse it off, and then go to another color that I think would be interesting. And it's okay if it's not perfect, it's watercolor. I am gonna leave the white of the eyes just the way they are. If you wanted to add eyelashes and details like that, you totally could, okay? So I've painted that. If I'm going for that cherub look, kind of a rosy cheek, I can go into this kind of pinkish color here and add that, and it'll kind of make the cheeks a little bit more rosier. And I'm adding that while this paint on the face is still drying, okay? Then I can go back in. See how dark that is? That's easy fix. Just add some water or add some of my neutral tan or browns to it, and that will tone it down as well. So it's still pretty bright right there, but I'm just gonna go straight to the water to lighten it up. So I'm gonna finish painting the hands and the arms. Get a little bit more paint on my brush. Really dark up. Let me just go to the water. And I dribbled a little bit on my hair. That's okay, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so got my orangish arm, a little too orangey for me, so I'm gonna go to some of the brown here, kind of blend it over here to make it a little more subtle, but I'm okay with that the way it is, okay? Then I'm going to paint the hair. This hair is kind of like a blonde hair. You can have brown hair, red hair, whatever color hair you want. I'm going to do, a brownish red color hair. So I'm going to paint it with this brown. Red hair is kind of orange and red together usually. And I'm gonna paint kind of slow around the edge so my color doesn't bleed into the skin. So the nice thing about that crayon is it will create kind of a wall because it's wax, and wax and water don't mix, so that wall will keep that color kind of contained. It's not perfect every time, but it will do a pretty good job. So I kind of go around the edge here. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little more red hair, so I mix some orange and red. And I'm paint. If you go a little outside the lines out here, that's okay because we are going to be cutting our cherub out next week and gluing her or him to the background. So you see how that's bleeding right there? I'm fine with that happening. It's gonna bother some of you. So I've got two ways to do it, to fix that. You can take a paper towel and blot it. That's one way. Another way is to take a brush. Let me see, like this brush right here. See that? Get it wet, squeeze out the paint so it's kind of like a mop, and it will kind of mop up. See, I kind of mopped up that area and fixed it. So either way works. Sometimes we get a little pool where there's like more paint in an area, and I just kind of get a drier brush and that will fix that area real nicely. So I've got her mainly painted. I'm gonna add her lips. I have kind of a red-orange color here. That's just what I chose. You can have red lips. If you don't want them super dark, then add more water, or you could use the white too to kind of tone it down. But I like the way she or he is looking. So we're gonna be working on that today. Sorry, you couldn't see all that. So we're gonna be painting all the arms, the hands, the face, the hair, the lips. The only thing I'm leaving white is the eyes. And remember, don't worry if you get a little smudges out here because we're gonna be cutting it out next week.